So we planted the mango trees, and just to recap, if these were bought directly from the nursery, more than likely they would have potting mixes that is completely filled with bark and organic matter, and you need to remove that. You got to remove it. Otherwise, in about a year or two, the bark's gonna start to decompose. Decomposition robs oxygen from the root zone, and it will cause root rot. So you don't want that. So we completely removed all this potting mix, and we used decomposed granite. You can use sand. We use a 50-50 mix of native soil and decomposed granite. And so we did that. What we also did was we used these PVC pipes. We perforated the bottom and filled it up with a bunch of rocks so that when we water here, it would have a space where the water can accumulate deep into the root zone, and so that it will train the roots of these plants to go pretty deep. So we can either water manually through here, along here as well, or you can put a drip emitter inside this pipe, and it will help saturate the soil beneath the surface, and that should help these plants eventually grow, where hopefully they won't need supplemental irrigation in the summer at some point in the future. And we also planted some ground covers, and here's a tree collard cutting. It's just a cutting of a tree collard. This is Tithonia diversifolia, or Mexican sunflower, and I believe this is a Pepino dulce, or Pepino dolce, whatever you like to pronounce it. And so now our goal here is to make sure that this doesn't just dry out from the sun or from the wind. So how are we going to do that? This is what we're doing. So here we got a bunch of branches that we cut. We have Tithonia diversifolia cuttings, and we have other types of branches from all different kinds of trees. And we put this directly onto the soil, and it's gonna decompose at some point, but it's gonna prevent wind. It's gonna prevent the sun from evaporating the water that's in here. It'll keep it moist longer, and it'll just create a better environment where the sun rays, the UV rays, is not just going to just kill off the beneficial microbes. We're trying to regenerate the soil and increase the microbiology of both the bacteria and beneficial fungi. And we're doing it just like this as well, just like this. Okay, so we'll do that first, and then we're gonna get a bunch of leaves. We're using leaves. You can use ground up material, bark, whatever you can find, and just cover it. And here you can see that I'm using a bark that is whole, and so here's a bunch of cuttings. And what we're going to do, and I'll show you how to do it. So then we'll try to organize it as much as possible. Okay. Let's see if we can. Just like that. Try to do it as neatly as possible, but doesn't have to be perfect, guys, as long as you try to cover as much as you can. And you don't want to cover this with dirt. This is just surface level. Okay, just like that. Let's get some mulch. Don't throw away leaves, guys. Use them as mulch. Just like that. So we'll be doing that to every single one of these. And just letting you guys know, this is compost. You put compost right on top, and then the wood on top of the compost.